ready for this one.
And it comes your way next.
This is a city that's hosted more Super Bowls than almost anybody else. And, oh yeah, Brock, they've won a couple of their own along the way, too. We're in the home of the Buccaneers, Tampa, Florida, and Raymond James Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
We couldn't ask for more perfect weather here today. And we're off from Tampa. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 28. That's complete to Vele. They'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Called down by Christian Izien.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they need to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Now Nix on 3rd down. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's tackled for a short gain.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They are brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Completed over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Running back sent in motion. On target to Godwin. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Irving on the inside give. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again is Baker. That's caught. It's Cade Otton. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd and short, Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Baker throwing again. Finds him over the middle. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They kick the running back in motion. He brings it in. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Irving here from the gun. And he takes this down close, up to the 3. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Irving. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Buccaneers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So the Broncos headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a 2nd time. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play action with Nix. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
2nd and 4. Jukes out a one-stop, and he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That one ends up a gain of 6, and that'll be good for a Denver first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Nix from the gun. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
That's simply a difficult tightrope walk to stay in bounds on a catch that far downfield. What an effort. Just too difficult a play to make.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Nix off the play action. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll throw again. Nix. He's on the move. He's running for it. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He's throwing deep to the left side. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's loaded another one up. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So the Buccaneer offense getting out there for their 2nd drive. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Motion man sent left. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Irving. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. In on the tackle was Jonathan Cooper. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Here's 2nd and 5. That's complete, Mike Evans. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 41. Play fake, it's Mayfield. Bails out of the pocket. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
One of the tight ends motioning left. Trying again, following the sack. Hauled in by Godwin. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. This one finds Irving. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Throwing, Baker. Has it down close. And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown. So an absolutely beautiful throw there, finding his man in space who turns it into 6.
Yeah, they really took advantage there, Kate, of some soft coverage. You want that on that corner route. Plenty of space for that route to develop. Great execution, and it pays off with the touchdown.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Throwing on first down, Nix. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Here's Nix to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back, wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
On third down, here's Nix. He puts some power on a deep one left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a quarterback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and have to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
Riley Dixon getting set to punt it once again. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. Third time they've called on him as he gets this away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Mayfield on 1st and 10. That pass complete to Irving. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
From the 30 on 2nd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tried to find Mike Evans with that throw. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
3rd down, here's Mayfield. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Broncos get set to take over. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Second and 3. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short?
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Trey Palmer on the return for the Buccaneers. Here come the Bucs on offense now. And this game is comfortably in hand early. They take possession with a 14-0 lead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the give to Irving. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Sent down by Cody Barton. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Baker now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Tries one back across his body, and it's intercepted. That's P.J. Luck. And the Broncos take over after returning it inside the red zone. He steps in front and picks it off. Looked like he missed the spot there, partner. Maybe because he threw it on the run?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case, Kate. You know, you get set in the pocket. This game is fast anyway. Things are flying, but once you get on the run, it is a whole nother speed and really becomes advantage defense as they take it away.
The Broncos offense all set to go. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Straight ahead with Williams. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 2-score game early. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Time for our 2nd quarter. Let's see if the Broncos can capitalize in the red zone. Williams has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Trying again from the 2. It's 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Williams. And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos parlay the interception into points. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Well, we've been saying it for years, Brock. If at first you don't succeed, try that run again.
You're exactly right. It's going to take more than one stop to deter those offensive coaches from calling another run play. They've got such faith in their group up front to leverage right at the point of attack and punch it in on the 2nd time around.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Bucky Irving now to return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Godwin, the man in motion left. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. He's got Godwin working that sideline.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Laying out for this one, and he makes the catch. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver. Deliver.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On the give, this is Irving. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Sent down by Cody Barton. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing from the gun. On target to Godwin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They send a tight end in motion. From the 17. Irving hauls it in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. 3rd and long for him here. The throw is caught. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers double their lead to 14. The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Marvin Mims now to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. The Broncos about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Finds a man. Adam Troutman has it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Now Nix on 3rd down. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This defense just coming to life before our eyes, Kate, taking advantage of the situation they're in. Just feel their creativity, right? When you get a lead like this, it just allows you to be a little looser, to play a little bit faster, and to continue to make an impact that time with a sack.
Riley Dixon on the punt. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. 1st down, here's Baker. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Alex Singleton makes the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now it's Irving. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Alex Singleton makes the tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Once again, Irving. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it's going to be their football coming up. Denver set to take the field on offense. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Pass taken in by Sutton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Nix with it on 1st. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Nix from the gun. Quick slant, caught by Sutton. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 now from the 30. Nix off the play action. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurried throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They'll throw again. Nix. Completed to Sutton. This is ahead for about 5. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This 42 yards from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that'll get him back to 11.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Tucker now on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Buccaneers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Going with Irving here. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. They send a receiver in motion right. From the 29. Brought in right side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Carry here for Irving. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Evans, the motion man here. 2nd and 10 now. This one's taken in by Otten. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Alex Singleton makes the tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Sending a receiver left. 3rd down, here's Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. They get 28 out of that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Irving on the inside give. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Receiver in motion, headed right. From the red zone now. This one finds Irving. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. McLaughlin attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers push their lead to 18. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. On the return, here's Mims. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here comes the Bronco offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Nix finds him over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Offense up to the line fast. 2nd and 3. Dumps it off to his running back. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Play brought to an end by Jordan Whitehead.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Complete beyond the marker. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Now Nix. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look. 3rd down coming. Shotgun snap to Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
On now to punt is Riley Dixon. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's brought down for a loss. We've hit halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers toting a nice lead into the locker room. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. The Bucs were treated to a fine first half by their quarterback. That's Baker Mayfield. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. On the return, here's Irving. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Buccaneers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. Got Evans, it's complete. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Now here's a spot where the timing's got to be absolutely perfect, Kate, between the quarterback and the receiver. That throw is made before that receiver's ever thinking of coming out of his cut. Too early, it's incomplete. Too late, and it's headed the other way.
Mayfield now from the gun. On target to Godwin. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. battle coming up on 3rd and inches. From the gun, Mayfield. That's caught for the first. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Putting the tight end in motion. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Baker throwing again. Completed over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Mayfield to throw again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they take him down right along the 30. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a 1st down.
1st down, here's Baker. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Man in motion, headed right. Throwing again is Baker. Short pass brought in. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Sent down by Cody Barton.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Brought in along the sideline, just needed official rulings, and they said catch. Great play. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
That's a pro's pro right there. That is one heck of an experienced catch. He made sure to secure the ball, but he also knew exactly where the sideline was to get both feet down.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. He's got it. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Irving will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Buys time, rolling. And they will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers grow the lead coming out of halftime. Baker Mayfield, the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers continue piling onto this lead. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And this has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. They've got first down from the 31. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
From the 36. Mims with the grab. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
They go with Williams on the counter. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, the defenses in the league today, they have to be so reactive. They have to be so twitchy. But this was a good job by that front. Yeah, they reacted initially, but then they showed the burst, the quickness of pursuit defensively to limit that counter gain to less than 5.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Broken up by a big guy at the line. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Tampa Bay ready to head out to the field. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Throwing, Baker. This one's taken in by Otten. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. Brought in right side. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Sending the tight end in motion left. 2nd and 6 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They've got 1st down from the 31. Baker now off the play fake. Got his target. It's Otten. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. They put a receiver in motion here left. Here we go. 2nd and 9. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains. Well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
Third down. Broncos loading up that secondary. They're in the dime here. Godwin sent in motion right. Here he is on 3rd and long. Flushed out. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. And he'll try to hit this one well. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The offense getting set to go. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Here's Williams to start the drive. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. That stop made by K.J. Britt.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
A tight end in motion now. Going to the ground again on 1st. And that's good for a gain of 5. That stop made by K.J. Britt. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
They stay on the ground with Williams. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Nix. It's taken in by Williams. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Up the gut they go with Williams. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Another run for Williams, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Not able to get away from the big Vita Vea. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Nix from the gun. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No dice on that tight end dump off. So that brings up 4th and long.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 from the 41. They send the tight end in motion left. First and 10, it's Mayfield. Completes this one to Otten. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's the give to Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Butkus, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run. This guy in particular, like the greats used to do.
He's on the move. He's running for it. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Irvin here from the gun. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Riley Moss with that tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Finds his man, it's Godwin. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Shotgun handoff to Irving. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Sent down by Cody Barton. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Buccaneer football, and this could be over quickly. This lead huge entering the 4th. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Mayfield now from the gun. Throw left side, complete. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Fires right away, but incomplete.
Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Play fake. It's Mayfield. Headed out right. He's going to keep it this time. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
What an excellent job there by the defense. Once he gets out on the move, to be able to corral and contain him and not give up any yards. So often a unit can't keep that contained, and a play like that will go for a big gain.
Broncos bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. From the gun, Mayfield. Cut out left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that gives them a 28-point advantage.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach, because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Complete to Mims. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
Throwing on first down, Nix. Hits him on the out route. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
From the 42. Dump off caught by his back. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Now Nix on third down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Cut by Sutton. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
They'll throw again. Nix escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They'll look to run with Williams. Is in. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos making the scoreboard look a touch better. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. On the return, here's Irving. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Tight end in motion right. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. Hauled in by Godwin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
On the give, this is Irving. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They bring a tight end in motion right. Right back to Irving now. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And the Broncos corral it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
The offense headed back to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And, oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Short pass brought in. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Nix looking to throw. Mims with the grab. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short yard gain. But find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. Well, it's a perfect play to break it big.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Nix now to throw. He's on the move. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Williams. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing here, Nix. Complete out to the right side. And this one doesn't go far.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Nix off the play action. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. Nix from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Throwing the out route complete. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
2nd and 3 now. A run with Williams. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Here's Nix. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The home teams, then receiver Chris Godwin getting set for another go.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen at one of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Baker now from the gun. On target to Godwin. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. And he's going to be tackled after getting it up to the 28. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Once again, Irving. Up the sideline, past the 40. And he's finally brought down up at the 48. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Carry here for Irving. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Buccaneers, well, they can probably just run away and hide. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now it's Irving. Into the second level past the 30. And he has it almost to the red zone down at the 21-yard line. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Going with Irving here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. So it's a win for the Buccaneers. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. The crowd, they did their part too, adding to just an awesome atmosphere, helping energize those players at big moments of today's ballgame.
Yeah, it is super fun to win on the road. I'm not going to lie, to quiet the crowd. But you know what's even better? When you get to celebrate with your family, your friends, your hometown people, your community, and you know, more importantly, they played a role as that extra voice in that building, man. It is a rewarding feeling.